Now to the latest on the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic is getting tougher to track because testing for COVID-19 has plummeted globally. That makes it harder for scientists to spot worrisome viral mutants as they emerge and spread. Experts say testing has also dropped by 70 to 90% worldwide from the first to the second quarter of this year, which is the opposite of what they say should be happening with new Omicron variants on the rise.
And federal money for COVID care of the uninsured is running out. The $20 billion government COVID program covered testing, treatment, vaccine costs for uninsured people. But that's been shut down. Special Medicaid coverage for the uninsured in more than a dozen states will also likely be shut down soon. The White House is pushing for another COVID package, including a $1.5 billion to replenish the uninsured program, but it's stuck in Congress. Healthcare officials say it's only a matter of time before hospitals turn COVID patients who can't afford care away.
More black men are dying from sleep apnea than white people of both genders. The startling results are based on 20 years of data. A study conducted by the University of Buffalo has found that over the last 2 decades, more black men have been dying from obstructive sleep apnea than white people or black women. Their death from sleep apnea has continued to rise in contrast to rates that have flattened for white people and black women. Sleep apnea is the most common sleep-related breathing disorder.
And a new study says that black people have a largely positive view of medical researchers, but have concerns about potential misconduct. The mistrust has been deeply rooted in past injustices like the Tuskegee syphilis study on black men. Now, 55% of black adults describe misconduct by medical research scientists as a very moderate or very big problem. About 60% of the black people surveyed, they believe that serious cases of misconduct in medical research are just as likely today as they were in the past.
And a recent study shows stores with fresh produce in low-income neighborhoods may cut obesity rates among children. Researchers studied supermarkets with mostly low-income customers in New York City. They found obesity rates among children dropped as much as 24% when children from those families lived near markets that were well-stocked with fruits, vegetables, and other healthy foods.
Here's something that's not truly surprising. Researchers from the University of Bath in the UK found that not being on social media for as little as 1 week significantly improves a person's mental health. The study found the average user spends about 9 hours each week thumbing through all their favorite platforms, but saying no to the scroll can help decrease the feelings of anxiety and depression. I mean, just a thought of, I know some people just can't do it. We've had surveys on my morning show here in Los Angeles and 935K where people say they give up their kids for the weekend before their social media, which is a little over the top. But some people, they really like this. Becomes their life. It's a way of communicating with people. But look, man, you have to give yourself a break.
Yeah, I'm with the no to the scroll. Like a good week. Okay, I'm lying. I wouldn't go a week. Maybe like a few hours.
A few hours max. I give her probably 15 minutes.
Well, you know what? Honestly, guys, like for me, it's not that I just like want to be on Instagram watching everybody else's life. Literally, I look at Instagram and Twitter as like work for me. Like literally, my content is planned out. Ideas are planned out. What videos, what photos. It's all like planned out beforehand. So like I look at social media as like research. You know, Romeo, we're always, me too. We're always searching to get new stories for the day or to talk about on the radio and on TV. So for me, it's considered work, and I literally cannot live my life. I would love to be able to live my life without it. On a personal level, I feel like I can, but when it comes for work, I just simply have to have it.
But I can see how the study, sorry, Romeo, but I can see how the study would help other people though, who are use it way too much, and they're just doing too much, and so now they need to take a break, right? I could see how this study could.
I like to say we have an excuse for using it, but you know, when I get home, I try to shut it down for the most part, right? Early Sunday morning, I like to send stories. I'll scroll through when I first wake up, but I pretty much leave it alone for the weekend. I've been pretty good at that. But during the week, you know, it's business as usual. We gotta do what we gotta do, but I recommend people, if you can put it down for a little while and see who's sitting next to you, you might want to do that.
I would love that. This is like kind of like 1 hour. I kind of don't have to be on Instagram. This is my 1 hour.
This is your 1 hour?
This is my 1 hour. I don't have to be on Instagram for the day. All right, the Great Resignation is likely to continue as more young American workers than ever before have quit their jobs in March. A Fidelity Investments career assessment study finds that 61% of younger professionals ages 25 to 35 years old have either undergone a job change in the last 2 years or plan to make a move in the next 2 years. Of the workers who plan on quitting soon, 63% say they they'd rather stay if their employer either raised their salary or gave them a bonus or a promotion. Yeah, bonus and a promotion always is good.
Consumers are racking up credit card debt at a record rate. The Federal Reserve reports consumer debt levels for March climbed by more than $52 billion. Revolving credit, which includes credit cards, surged by more than 21%, and those credit cards will be harder to pay off now because interest rates are rising. Analysts say it's unclear whether the increase in credit card debt is a sign of confidence in the economy or a sign of concern.
The ingredients for a global recession are on the table. That's what a lead economist for Morgan Stanley wrote in an analyst note on Monday. It stated that with inflation at a 40-year high and the Fed's raising interest rates, the economy is anything but stable. In fact, the note called it chaotic.
An NFL player is finding himself at some hot water. He's in some hot water over in Mississippi. Now, he's among 37 other people or organizations that are being sued in the corruption case. Attorneys say that a nonprofit in Mississippi took millions in welfare money and diverted it to the defendants. Attorneys are also saying that he accepted welfare money for speeches but never showed up. He also says that he's repaid the money, but records show that he still owes about $228,000 in interest. Now, in a Facebook post, he said that he did not know that the money he received came from those welfare funds. He also said that his charity had provided millions of dollars to poor children in Mississippi as well as Wisconsin. The mother and son who ran the nonprofit pled guilty to state criminal charges over the misspending.
And the Magic Man is ready to possibly add NFL owner to his long list of business accomplishments. We're talking about Magic Johnson, who is part owner of the Dodgers. He's joined a bid to buy the Denver Broncos with a group led by Philadelphia 76ers co-owner Josh Harris. It's unclear how much stake Johnson might have in the offer should the offer be made. His team, if he gets a team with the bid. Now, there are at least 5 other groups making a run to purchase the Broncos, and according to Sportico, the franchise is valued at $3.75 billion, according to Forbes.
And a documentary produced by Snoop Dogg is examining gun violence, incarceration, forgiveness, and redemption. It's called When Claude Got Shot. It's based on the story of Claude Motley, who was shot in the jaw during carjacking in Milwaukee. The teen who shot himself was paralyzed in the shooting days later. He tried to carjack a woman who then shot him in self-defense. He's now serving 12 years for his crime. The documentary follows the experiences of all 3. It was released last year and screened at festivals across the country. It premieres this week on PBS and is available for online streaming.
And a bank who settled a home discrimination lawsuit late last year has hired a black director of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Dwayne Maddox is joining Old National Bank. Now, his arrival comes after spending 2 years with the National Guardian Life Insurance Company in various marketing roles. Now, last year, Old National Bank settled a $27 million housing discrimination lawsuit that alleged the bank only gave 37 mortgage loans out of 2,200 to black people. Now, the bank also agreed to issue about $3 million in contributions to programs that help black home buyers with securing mortgages and invest resources into majority black neighborhoods.
The Center for Tech and Civic Life has been leading efforts to make elections inclusive and secure since 2012, and it's ran by a black woman. Her name is Tiana Epps Johnson. In April, a nonprofit announced its commitment to distribute more than $900 million to several projects, including Johnson's. With the funding, Johnson says that $80 million will be allocated to several election departments throughout the United States. It will be distributed through the newly launched Alliance for Election Excellence and also provide coaching and other support to a select group of local election officials who apply to the program. Johnson hopes the support will restore trust and accessibility in our democracy by ensuring that local election officers receive the critical resources needed to safely serve every voter.